Good day, church. We are Mr. and Mrs. James, and we experience the outstretched hand of Jehovah in this year 2022, especially on the 16th of December this year.
We're still amazed by what actually happened that day, because it's like coming face to face with God himself. On that same day, I was outside just trying to help out with certain things, and the kids are out there. We had our help too around there in the house. And at the point, after like 30 minutes, it happened that I wasn't hearing the sound of, the sound of the kids playing anymore. And when I looked back, I saw my first daughter, Michelle, and I asked her, "Where is your brother?" And she said he's inside. And for him, he's not somebody, a quiet person that actually stays in a place without making noise or banging something. I felt concerned, and I asked her, "Go in and check for your brother." She went in, and after a few minutes, she came out. And unlike her, she normally doesn't do that. She gets carried away when she goes for errands like that. But she came back on this occasion and told me, "Daddy is not inside." And I said to the help, "Okay, check the other way." And when she did, she came back. The help came back and said, "He's not there." And the only way Levi would have taken was to the back side, to the back of the house, is through where I was standing, but he never passed there. So what it means is that he must have entered the room and walked and came out through the back door. So I told Michelle, "Let's go to the back side of the house and check if he's there." She was ahead of me. She got there and was coming back and said, "Daddy is not here." And at that back, there's a well there, about 15 feet well. And it's not actually, we don't use it. It's just there, and they use it.
But he goes there for the dogs.
For the dogs, to bathe the dogs and wash the car sometimes. And the security guard normally goes there. I think it's the only one that goes there. And there's a lock. The well is about 4 feet above the ground level, and they cemented it such a way that and narrowed the entrance of it. It's just like the size of a wheel, a car wheel. And there's a lock as well. On that day, I saw it open. So while Michelle was coming back, my daughter was coming back and said, "Daddy, he's not there." I felt like I had the urge. Go close to the well. And I said to myself, my son cannot be in the well. But I yielded. On getting close to the well, I heard my son shouting from inside the well. Around there, I looked into the well and I saw him hanging this way. His hand was stretched. A 3-year-old boy, his hands were outstretched to both ends of the well like this, and it felt as if he was standing in the well, because his body, this side of his body was submerged in the water. I can't say it, but it was just like this inside the well. I had no much time to think about how I saw him, but just to go there and get my son. And somehow I found my way into the well without a thought of how to get there. I don't know how I got there. And I got there, I reached out to him this way, and I brought him on my shoulder. How I got up there, I don't know how I got up to the entrance level. But on getting there, it was only my daughter that was there waiting for us. There was nobody to take him from me. And I thought if I stay here for so long, we might not come out of this well. So I reached him out and I pushed him over. He stood there and waited for me. And I came out of the well. So when I came out of the well, without a thought of it, I held him and I took him in, had a hot bath, and used ointment around him and took him to the pharmacy. On getting to the pharmacy, he was about sleeping, as if he was drugged. I told Michelle was with me, my daughter, "Beat him, don't let him sleep, because he's just coming out of shock." So we got to the pharmacy, and the pharmacist said I can allow him to sleep. He must have been exhausted, because I met him in there crying and wailing, and there was this fear in his eyes when I saw him. So we got home back from the pharmacy. I was still curious about what just happened and whether I saw what I saw.
So we went to check him.
I went to check. I went to check him first because the length of his hands couldn't have gotten to the ends of the well this way, and not just he held it like this, and he felt as if the hand was sustaining the body, was lifting the body. And I was now curious: is it that the well is no longer deep, or the water in the well has reduced?
So he nailed two by two woods together, and they were about 6 feet long, and he sunk it down into the water to see and convince himself that there was really water in this well. And at the point where he was getting too low, his mother told him to stop, and my father used his feet to measure to see the level of the water on the wood, and the level of the water on the wood was more than 6 feet. And the only explanation that I see is that the angels of God floated my son to the surface of the water, and there's no words but gratefulness to God, because I cannot imagine anything else. But I just want to give God thanks because He's amazing. He's good to us.
Can be only just God. I have not been, until that point, I think each time I try to say it, it messes up with my mind and logic, because I don't know until I dipped that log into the water, I just felt, is it that the water...
Is there just sand somewhere?
There's something there that this boy was standing on because of the way I met him. I want to say the Lord showed us favor. He has shown us mercy. He has covered us with grace. We are the ones that the Lord has shown mercy. And I'm thankful for the opportunity to share this testimony that the Lord is good. And as PK will always say, the Lord is always with us. He never leaves our side. He said He never leaves our side. He has us as a tattoo in the hollow of His hand. So He cannot forget us. So it's a confirmation that the Lord is with us, even in the well. Because since I got out of the well, I've not been the same. So I just want to thank God for this miracle, because He has shown us favor beyond human understanding. This is grace carrying us. This is grace covering us. For me, I met the hand of God in that well, because like PK used to say, God is with us at all times, and He has us as a tattoo in the palm of His flesh. He cannot forget us. And because He cannot forget us, everything, every moment is with us. I met God in the world. He said God is with us even in the world.
Everything. Thank you, Jesus.